This monster took the lives of at least 3 girls over the course of 9 months. In court, the father of one of the victims gave an emotional statement condemning Michael's actions. When the father said, "He took my child away from me," Michael the killer just smiled smugly at him. That smile set the father off, and he lunged at Michael in anger, but was held back. Michael just kept looking at the father with that smug look on his face, because he knew he was safe in the courtroom. But now, this is the moment he's being sentenced to death.
You went on to abuse the corpses of these 3 victims. You stripped them from the waist down. You folded them in half, binding them so that their feet were up by their ears. You wrapped them in multiple layers of trash bags, and you discarded them. Upon consideration of the relevant evidence, the testimony exhibits admitted in mitigation, it is the judgment of this court that the aggravated circumstances of course of conduct, felony murder, kidnapping, felony murder of which the defendant was convicted outweigh the mitigating factors by proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Accordingly, the sentence of death is imposed upon the defendant Michael Madison on counts 1, 4, and 7.
16-year-old who was denied bail for the murder of another teenager broke down and cried in court. Aquarius Dawkins was shopping for groceries for his disabled mother on Sunday when Sean Simpson, 16, stormed out with a weapon and killed him as he walked past North Chester Street, critically wounding Dawkins' friend. Dawkins and Simpson have known each other for a long time, the victim's grandmother said. The 2 teenagers met at Ashbrook High School, where Aquarius Dawkins was a member of the football team. Simpson had threatened Dawkins to take him off the football team. In court, the 16-year-old Simpson thought he was a minor and acted arrogantly, but when he learned that there is a law that allows 16 and 17-year-olds to be charged as adults, Simpson broke down in court and cried. It is believed to be one of the first cases to be dealt with under the new law. Do you think that if children are found guilty of serious crimes, should they be prosecuted as adults? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section.
4 teenagers laughed and danced in court after brutally murdering a 74-year-old grandmother. Linda Fricky had just left Walmart with a birthday cake for her 5-year-old granddaughter when the teens pepper sprayed her, dragged her from her car, and sped off, not realizing she was still strapped in by her seatbelt. She was dragged for over a block, her arm crushed, and died in agony as witnesses listened to her screams. 2 suspects were turned in by their own parents in shock over what their children had done. The other 2 were arrested while trying to flee. All 4 were between 15 and 17 years old. In court, they showed no remorse, laughing, shouting, and dancing, believing their age would protect them from serious punishment. One even denied driving the car, though prosecutors say he was behind the wheel. Now the judge is considering trying them as adults. Do you agree with that decision? What sentence do you think they deserve? Share your thoughts in the comments.
Guilty of...
A frightened 9-year-old girl ran into the rooms of her 2 brothers, screaming for help. Her 41-year-old stepfather, Gabriel Quintanilla, chased after her from behind. She tearfully begged her brothers to let him leave. After driving Quintanilla out of the room, the 2 brothers noticed a red stain on their sister's pants. They asked her in panic what had happened. At this moment, she was even more devastated. She said their stepfather was holding her neck and stuffing something into her body. He threatened to kill her if she told anyone. Upon hearing these words, the brothers were furious and without hesitation called for their friend's support. They rushed into Quintanilla's room and began attacking him with metal bars. Quintanilla attempted to escape, but the 2 brothers and their friends continued their pursuit and eventually escaped to a nearby field. They attacked Quintanilla again and threw him like garbage in the field. When authorities discovered Quintanilla, he was already deceased. The police revealed that Quintanilla has been wanted for involvement in another underage SA. Now the 3 are facing charges of first-degree murder and may face life imprisonment. Local residents support these 3 brothers, and many have signed a petition demanding leniency from the court. Some even demand their acquittal. Do you think they should be sentenced to punishment?
I'm terribly sorry for the pain that you guys feel, but I cannot take responsibility.
This is the moment when a 14-year-old boy was sentenced to life imprisonment for shooting and killing a woman at a red light. Remy Cordova killed real estate agent Pamela Cabriolas at a red light and was sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole. Prosecutors said that Cabriolas' vehicle had a minor traffic collision with the vehicle Cordova was in. Cordova attacked Pamela's car with a tool he was carrying. She was immediately taken to the hospital for emergency treatment. A few days later, she died there. Cordova was immediately arrested and charged. He was convicted of 2 felonies. But he continued to claim his innocence in court to the victim's family.
But I cannot take responsibility for something that I did not do.
Subsequently, the jury rejected his appeal and still found him guilty. Due to the severity of the crime, he was ultimately sentenced to life imprisonment. He will be sentenced as an adult.
Every day she chose to live for others, to make a difference, to brighten her son's.
It's good to see you again. You probably don't remember me, but you're the police officer who falsely arrested me 4 years ago. You lied on the police report. I believe you're a rogue police officer, you're a bad police officer, and you don't deserve to be here.
A city councilor confronted the police officer of the month at the award ceremony, calling him a bad police officer, after municipal officials in Broward County, Florida, awarded Officer Joshua Gallardo the title of Deputy Sheriff of the Month on Wednesday. Specialist Mike Gellin snatched the microphone and questioned him, saying,
You lied on the police report. I believe you're a rogue police officer, you're a bad police officer, and you don't deserve to be here.
According to the investigation, Gellin was arrested in 2015 while filming a street brawl crime scene. At that time, he had not yet taken up the position of municipal commissioner. Officer Joshua scolded Gellin to stop filming and leave the scene. At that time, the scene was crowded with people, and he was the only one in the crowd who was asked to leave. After refusing, Gellin was immediately arrested by Joshua. It is claimed that Gellin was wrongly detained for 9 hours and was subjected to disrespect, insult, and humiliation. However, due to this public criticism, Gellin was also condemned by the audience.
There is a difference between legitimate criticism of a deputy and using the platform of the city commission to embarrass, humiliate, and berate that deputy.
You chose to act in a manner that brought shame, shock, and disbelief to all who saw it.
You killed him for no reason. You had no right. And I hope you rot in hell in prison for the rest of your damn life.
3 teenagers killed a policeman in an attempt to steal beer. They were smiling on their way to the court, thinking that the judge would treat them leniently. But when the death penalty was announced, the smiles on their faces soon vanished. In January 2024, 3 young people robbed a convenience store at a gas station in Greensboro, North Carolina. Their goal was merely 2 cases of beer, each worth $83. Off-duty police officers Philip Dale Nix witnessed the robbery. He could have called on his colleagues on duty to come and offer support, but he chose to chase the suspect himself. When 3 teenagers drove away, they fired a bullet at the pursuing police officer, which hit Nix in the lung. This led him to lose control of the car. Then it crashed violently into the guardrail. The support staff quickly sent the Nix to the hospital, but sadly, he died of asphyxia and severe blood loss. The 3 robbers were soon arrested by other on-duty police officers. The reporter found that the 3 suspects had a long criminal history. Since the age of 14, he has been involved in local gang activities, often fighting and stealing. But because they are minors, they were released very soon before, continuing to cause trouble after paying the minimum bail. They were laughing and making a fuss on their way to the court, looking forward to the same lenient treatment as before. But this time they overlooked a key factor. They are already 18 years old now. Playing adult games means accepting the consequences of being an adult. Even in court, they continued to giggle foolishly. However, the smile soon vanished. The judge sentenced the murderer, Jamil Foster, to death. Let's pay tribute to Officer Philip Dale Nix. Please leave a comment below. Was the judge's verdict fair?
Not guilty of
18-year-old Cameron Herron was speeding on the road in his black Ford Mustang, which was a graduation gift from his father. He was driving this car on the street, traveling at a speed of 102 miles per hour on the city road. That day, 24-year-old Jessica was pushing a baby stroller across the road with her 21-month-old daughter, Lelia. Herron's car hit them head-on. She had no chance to dodge at all. The baby carriage flew over 100 feet and Jessica died on the spot. A few days later, Lelia passed away in the hospital. Herron was extremely regretful